Ballymacarbry Community is the collective name for the North Waterford communities of Ballymacarbry, Kilmanahan and the Nire Valley, which lie in the shadow of the Comeragh Mountains. Our community is unique in that we have come together despite being in different parishes and baronies, and once having 5 separate primary schools. As a community, we have used our diversity to form a united front, achieving outcomes on the sports field and within the neighbourhood that are the envy of much larger communities. Our crowning glory is our social centre, containing a creche, sport halls, gymnasium, 20-bed hostel, meeting rooms and various other facilities. We are well aware of our tourism potential, and our local accommodation providers have won numerous awards. Now in its 18th year, the Comeragh Walking Festival, held every October, is the highlight of our tourism year. Our elder community is looked after too, and we have recently completed a state-of-the-art housing estate that allows them to maintain independence while surrounded by neighbours and the local community. Existing at the periphery of political and geographical boundaries, we have learned to adapt what we have into what we want. Evidence of human habitation in this area goes back over 4,000 years, with various late Stone Age and early Bronze Age sites still found in the region. Throughout history, the Ballymacarbry area became the frontier between the feuding Norman lords, the Earls of Desmond and the Earls of Ormond, as well as a frontier between the Gaelic McGraths and O'Briens and the Norman Powers and Prendergasts. The fast-flowing Nire River became a formidable barrier to cross on the Clonmel to Lismore road, and in 1637, while fording the river, Lord Cork's carriage capsized, and his 10-year-old son Robert was swept downriver. Fortunately for us, he survived, and Robert Boyle went on to become the father of modern chemistry. In the early part of the 20th century, the endgame of the Irish Civil War was played out in and around Ballymacarbry. From the 24th to the 27th of March 1923, the 11 members of the Army Council of the IRA, under General Liam Lynch, met in the Nire Valley and debated the motion that the cause of Irish independence could not be furthered by the continuation of war against the Free State government. The motion was defeated 6-5. Though Eamon de Valera was present, he did not have a vote, as he was not a member of the Army Council, but rather the Political Council. Just 12 days later, General Liam Lynch was killed on the slopes of the Knockmeal Downs, while other leaders, including Tom Barry and Sean Lamass, were imprisoned, effectively ending the Civil War. And yet, in the midst of this turmoil, a group of local farmers came together to form their own dairy co-op, based at the existing mill. The first mention of a mill in Ballymacarbry occurs in a letter between Lord Middleton, a local landlord, and Sir Thomas Osborne of Clonmel in July 1792, in which Osborne commented, "A most remarkable stream runs through the whole of it, 4 Mile Water, on which there are situations for mills of any kind. However, it would be another 50 years before a mill on the Nire River would exist." The builders had to overcome the steep banks as well as a steep curve in the Nire River, while most of the useful drops occur in 2 distinct sections, separated by a level section of river. This ruled out building a canal parallel to the river. The builders overcame these problems, however, by constructing a wooden race, which brought the water to the wheel with the minimum of lost head. In 1846, the mill was recorded as being 63 feet long, 28 feet wide and 39 feet high, while the water wheel was 20 feet high by 8 feet wide, with 42 buckets, and had a velocity of 6 revolutions per minute. This water wheel drove 3 pairs of grinding stones and 1 pair of shelling stones. When the flour mill eventually closed, the new landlord, Lord Ashtown, rented the mill to a Mr. Livingston Leachman, who from 1864 ran the mill as a cloth mill until some time after 1875, when the mill was closed down and the looms were left to rust. By 1890, Lord Ashtown had rented the mill to the Irish National Milk Company, and in 1906 in turn it was rented by the Condensed Milk Company of Ireland, managed by Cleves. The water wheel was used to power a circular saw, while a forge was set up adjacent to the mill. In 1923, the Nire Valley Co-op was set up by a group of local farmers, and by the early 70s, the mill was all but abandoned. In 1976, Terry Hanna, living locally, set up Pinewood Laboratories. Ballymacarbry Elder Housing Association Limited, or BHAL for short, was formed in 2005. BHAL was formed based on a vision that the landowner, Pat Melody, had of integrating housing for the elderly into the same field as the new community centre. A vibrant committee was formed to create that vision and to ensure that no stone was left unturned to achieve their goals. BHAL engaged with Waterford County Council and the Irish Council for Social Housing to establish a relationship that would ensure the sustainability of the project for the future. And in October 2008, a €2.57 million, 95% funded, contract was signed to provide 15 houses and all ancillary site works. Today, there is a vibrant community living in Clooncarbre, while an over 55 social group, Corgus Carbre, was also formed under the wing of BHAL. This group is expanding every week, having started out as a weekly social event in the community centre, with music, dancing and card playing. Today, the group is working to create a new day centre in conjunction with the community centre, where people from the community can drop in and avail of a new library, recreation room, treatment room, sauna and laundry facilities. We hope you have enjoyed this brief overview of the Ballymacarbry Community Pride of Place entry 2011.